Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies, and I'm bringing you video 2 of a 3-part series where I tackle the new miniatures from the brand new board game from Apex Legends, which I'm very excited to announce is going on Kickstarter as of tomorrow from this video going live. We'll have links to all of that below, so make sure you go and check them out. If you haven't seen the first video in this series, I will leave a link at the top of the screen now where you can go back onto the first video where I painted up Gibraltar. If you know anything about Apex Legends, that is a pretty beefy character to begin with, and I decided to go for my own custom color scheme with him. Today, I'm doing the same thing with Bloodhound. I'm following through doing my own more kind of militaristic style painting scheme on him, and I hope you guys will stick around and enjoy this video. Before I get into it, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my active patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep the lights on and the cameras rolling. If you're interested in getting involved with that, there are links to that below. You get things like a private Discord server and access to an extra video every single week, so that's 52 extra videos a year. Glass Cannon Unplugged is the company that managed to get their hands on the IP for Apex Legends and make this stunning board game. It is based around 40mm miniatures, foldable cardboard scenery straight out of the box. You don't have to worry yourself by spending an extra fortune on getting a table up and running. It's a diceless miniature game, which I find quite bizarre, and I'm very excited to give that out a try myself and see how that all works. And yeah, there's many more heroes to come. One of my favorite features about the miniatures is they come on display plinths, which actually hold up their playing cards when you're playing your game, kind of like a Scrabble tile. But these are beautiful little scenes to paint up and add some real life into your characters. When you're not using them for the game, they will look fantastic on a shelf. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the video. And here is Bloodhound, my favorite miniature that the guys sent out to me for the new Apex Legends board game. Like I said, I think it's because he has so many similarities to like a Death Korps of Krieg soldier, and I thought it would be really fun if I just painted him up to match my Krieg. I love those scheme, I love the kind of dirty down trench warfare style model, and I think it's going to suit him, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I started with Space Wolves Grey all over his jacket. It's kind of difficult to get some of the parts. He's wearing a lot of gear, a lot of trinkets and stuff around his chest, on his back. So getting in there with the Space Wolves Grey on all of those was a little bit tricky, so you got to take your time, make sure you get in on it. Wildwood was then used for all of his kind of baggage, his straps, his buckles, all the little pouches and stuff he has on him, plus his trousers and his military style boots. This is a beautiful scale of miniature. The 40mm really works for a really nice painting experience. Like I said, I wish I'd gotten my hands on those beautiful display plinths. The display plinth for Bloodhound actually comes with 3 ravens, which I think he uses to scout out ahead of himself, discover where the enemy is. I would have loved to have painted those up and added them to the model. Agrok's Dunes was then brought in for all of the like bandages and straps that could run around his kind of boots. Any of the like softer material, so his gas mask got a full coat of it, going down into his neck area. And some of his arms, sleeves, those kind of other cloth bits that aren't the jacket or his trousers would go with the Agrok's Dunes. From here, it's time to move over to the metallics, and we're going to go for a lead belcher here. We're just going to block in all the other metallic parts. This is another bit where you have to take your time, as there's quite a lot of it, from knee pads to kind of stomach armor to little clasps. Yeah, obviously his weapon, and a lot of detail around his gas mask. I still think it was the right idea to just Agrok's Dunes the entire front of the gas mask faceplate, and then go back in and like take out the eye lenses and the kind of rebreathers coming out from the sides and the tubes. It just left nothing behind that was going to be left as unpainted from that. With these 4 colors applied, I'm going to call all the base coats done, and I'm going to work on the shading. So for this, I'm going to use Seraphim Sepia and apply this to the entire miniature. This is once again going to dirty down and darken down all those different features, pull those colors closer together, and just protect the paint as well. While this is drying, I'm going to quickly paint up his base. Everyone will have a different idea as how they want to paint the base. I'm not going to show it here on camera. I decided to go for something like this, which just kind of suits that kind of urban warfare style thing that the buildings in the box set are based around. From here, it's time to layer up the miniature. So for the jacket, we're going to go to the fang. I'm going to use a very fine pointed brush because, like I said, I have to get around all of that detail now from all the pouches and stuff. Like I said, this is a layer job, so we are going for the highest portions of the miniature and leaving everything else in nice shadow and shade. I received these miniatures a couple of weeks ago now, and as the Kickstarter has been approaching faster and faster, they've showcased more and more beautiful miniatures, and now there's a bunch of them that I wish I'd gotten my hands on. The basic 4 is nice, but I think I'm going to be having a look at that Kickstarter tomorrow myself. Mornfang Brown was used for all the bits we did Wildwood, except for the boots. I'm going to leave those a really dark color. But his trousers and all the webbing and pouches and stuff, we're going to brighten up a little bit with the Mornfang. I just think the boots should stay a different shade, nice and dark. As you see, taking my time going around the metallic and the blue areas. Not wanting to hit anything that I'm not supposed to hit. With all of the brown done, it was time to layer up the next section, which is going to be Xandri Dust, which is for, like I said, all those cloth and ribbon bits we did the Agros Dunes on. So far, I'm liking where this is going, and definitely giving me the World War I trench style feeling. Definitely be my character of choice when I play the game. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the idea of it being diceless. That's one way to make a miniature game. I can't wait to see how people take to it. Continuing with the straps around his feet, which are only on one of his boots. Kind of bizarre, but each their own. I won't judge Bloodhound unless he decides to come after. After that, we are going to layer up all the metallic parts. So we're going to go back to Lead Belcher because we want to keep it quite dark and muted. Like I said, this is a frontline soldier. He's not going to have like chrome or nickel plated guns. They don't need to be too shiny. So leaving a lot of sepia behind on that armor panels and weapons is totally fine. We're just looking for a little bit of color. Since I'm just doing a few quick passes with the brush. And then Mephiston red for the eye lenses of his gas mask. Take my time to get those circles perfect and not hit anything that they're not supposed to. And then to tie him in with Gibraltar, make them match a little bit more and follow that more militaristic style, I decided to add a bit of pigment to him as well. Same one as before, the dark rust. Adding a little bit around his feet, the base, his boots, and then a little bit where I think it would settle on his boots and uniform, or the constant shelling going on around him. Dust and detritus constantly raining down on him, so any of the nooks and crannies are going to get quite dirty, quite dusty, quite filthy. I don't go overboard. There's not a lot on my brush when I'm doing it, but I think it just adds that tiny bit of extra, I don't know, oomph to the model. You definitely get a sense of the kind of fighting that this guy relishes and lives for. I love his cheeky over-the-shoulder look. Here he is next to Gibraltar, the actual monster of a miniature I painted in the first video I did for Apex Legends. Like I said, I have one more video contracted via these guys, so I'll be painting up one more of the awesome heroes that come in the starter box. So let me know which one you think I should do from the 4 I was gifted, and that will be up next week. Remember, Kickstarter goes live tomorrow, guys, so don't forget to hit that notification button. Okay, guys, and there we have it. Bloodhound painted up pretty much in my Death Korps of Krieg color scheme, as that's what jumped to my mind the first time I ever seen him, and I've wanted to paint him ever since. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're interested in this awesome new game set, like I said, I will leave links below. Make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter to hear when the game launches, which is actually tomorrow, and make sure that you do check out their Kickstarter when it goes live. Like I said, there will be links to all that below. I definitely think it's worth your time checking out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like. Ask me any questions you have in the comments below. I will get back to each and every one of you guys. And if for some crazy reason you're not already subscribed to my channel, take 2 seconds of your day and hit the button. It means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next video.